Now, one of my underlying desires ever since I was in primary school was to become an actor. Admittedly at first because I saw Zac Efron and thought, wow, that guy must get a lot of girls. But besides that, more recently through my love of human behaviour and how that we can create these characters out of our own lived experiences. And then kind of through that, then learn and grow as a person, because I mean, how better to understand someone than to become that person? Because, you know, as the saying goes, try walk a mile in their shoes, and then you kind of come to really find out what it is that creates that person, how they end up in that situation, how it is that they react to certain situations as they do, and I just find that fascinating. Anyways, unfortunately that dream at the moment is kind of on hold. I mean, the reality is you can do acting at any age, and I feel like I have a lot more that I want to do before I go all guns blazing and try and give that my all. On the other hand, my dream of starting a business is very, very real, and it's something that is happening all the time and will be happening hopefully within the next, gotta say, 9 months, fingers crossed. If you've been following the journey, you'll know. But yeah, as I kind of mentioned in the Grand Tour video, everything that I want to do when we launch this business, I want it to be tried, I want it to be tested, I want it to be thoroughly thought through, because as you've kind of found out if you've been following this journey, absolutely anything could go wrong, and you know, it really does happen. And one of the things that I really want to do when we launch the business is to be able to produce short films. So yeah, today, well, technically tomorrow, because I've got to get all the way out to Scotland, we are going to be shooting my first ever short film. But yeah, just a little peek behind the curtain before we do leave for that. This is something that I've been working on for the last 3 months. So fingers crossed it goes well. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to miss my trade. So yeah, let's go.
Right, well, we've packed all my stuff. Let's go to Newcastle. Honestly, the fact that there are still stations without escalators in London should be bloody criminal. Let's go to Scotland. Slightly concerned, by the way. Haven't had time to eat any food today, and it's a 5-hour train to where we're going, and it's rammed, so I don't know how we're going to get any food. This could be a long journey. What a beautiful story.
Right, so we're about 50 minutes away. This journey has been long. We're now 4 hours 45 into this. Everyone says that the UK is not that big. I promise you, it's a big old country. I mean, this train's been going bloody fast, and it's still been taking its time. Anyways, before we arrive, I thought we'd give you some very wholesome context to this particular adventure that we seem to have found ourselves on. So pretty much, growing up in Sunderland, my granddad had a best friend that he used to go to the football with at Sunderland every single week for about 30 years, right? And they used to live next to each other. And well, it turns out that my granddad's best mate had a son, and obviously because they lived next to each other, he ended up being my dad's best mate growing up. Well, coincidentally, my dad's best mate growing up also has a son who happens to do videography, and well, we got in contact, and he's going to be the guy to shoot this because he did cinematography at university. He's done the entire thing, and like, I felt like if there isn't a more full circle moment, I don't really know what is.
Well, welcome to Scotland. I'm not sure it's Scotland. It's somewhere near Scotland. We're above Newcastle, and that's kind of pretty much Scotland, so it's sort of Scotland. On the other hand, one thing that I do know is that it's bloody cold up here, and I haven't brought that many layers, so I need to start learning to bring warmer clothes. Well, here we are, home for the next 24 hours. All that I can say is that we passed an Indian and a Chinese on the way here, and I already know I'm gonna love it. Wow. Look at this, man.
Right, well, we're eating. I'm feeling a lot better. In other news, obviously, we're setting up everything for tomorrow. We're sorting out the mirror. We're sorting out all the little props. Matt is currently sort of emptying the car and putting everything in that we're going to need for tomorrow. And then after he's done that, obviously, we're going to be running through like all the shot lists and everything for tomorrow that he's been spending the last couple of weeks planning out. So very, very excited for that. Anyways, Matt very kindly has brought in the new samples because obviously the last samples that we received in Milan were... I thought it was it. It was absolutely not it. It was one of the worst products I've actually ever used ever, and I was kind of gutted. Because to be honest, I really thought we were onto the right track, because although it gave initially the texture that I was after, it left my hair very greasy and ended up being really flat and had no hold. So I wasn't going to be selling that to anyone. So we are now on to the third and fourth, or fourth and fifth iteration of the product. And because I'm hoping that our final sample will be in here, I'm going to try them out very quickly. I'm not going to go into the depth that I did last time because, to be honest, like, as you could tell by the last video, it wasn't really worth it. You know, like, in the end of the day, me trying out the product on camera for like 3 hours just wasn't enough. And when I actually went to do proper testing, we found out the proper result. So first things first, the fragrance at 0.7%. I still can't really smell it, you know. It smells weird. It smells like putty. Okay, well, not that one. 0.9%. Again, it smells a bit like putty. And finally, 1.1%. Yeah, I'm gonna be brutally honest. All of them smell dreadful. Like, I think the formulation of the recipe that they're using just has like a really strong smell because that literally just smells of putty. Anyways, besides the fact that it smells absolutely dreadful, the product itself, nice texture, good bounce, remoldability, which is kind of what we were after. I guess we'll just have to find out if it's actually any good over the next couple of days, but I'll keep you updated.
Just from a distance.
There it is.
Yeah.
The mirror for tomorrow.
That's
I appreciate you sorting this, bro. Right, well, the time is currently midnight. We've got to be up in about 7 hours, assuming I went to bed now, so by the time I actually get to sleep, it's probably about 6.5. We spent the last 2 hours like packing up, sorting everything out. The boys have put everything in the car. We also managed to find a tie, which was a little bit of an issue because I may or may not have accidentally forgot to bring one. But yeah, we're ready for tomorrow. So yeah, fingers crossed it goes well. Good morning. We got some sleep last night, that's definitely a positive. It is bloody freezing this morning, I'm gonna be honest. We've been outside to load up some stuff into the car. I am not looking forward to this because a lot of the stuff that we're gonna be doing requires me to be wearing not really clothes that are cut out for like 5 degrees. We're also gonna be going in the water, and I don't know if anyone has ever tried swimming in the North Sea. I unfortunately have. Beyond freezing. The other thing that I have to say is that, like, I have the utmost respect for like actual serious actors. I don't think anyone ever really speaks about like what goes into shooting some of the things that they're shooting. Like, I have a friend who's currently shooting or just been cast in a World War II film, and he had to switch over his sleep schedule so that he was sleeping during the day, so that when he actually got to film at night, that he could like be awake. You know, and obviously that's not to say that there aren't hundreds of people around the country that work night shifts every single night, but the fact that he's got to do that on a regular basis, between switching between day and night and cutting here and there. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for people like that. It's kind of what I'm getting at. Yeah, anyways, we're gonna head to go down to the beach in about 5 minutes, so let's get grooving. Today's outfit of the day. In typical fashion, I brought no warm clothes up here and it is bloody freezing. So Matt has very kindly lent me his very, very warm jacket. I'm impressed that a jacket can be this warm. I think the thing that I'm starting to come to realization is that I'm slightly scared that winter is actually coming because I own like no warm clothes. Like, all of the clothes that I own are like, they're kind of warm, but they're not actually warm. Right, well, we have arrived, and it's really sunny. It's a little bit bright, to be honest, but to say that this place is beautiful is an understatement. I keep saying it, man. The UK is so beautiful. It's so underrated. It's actually so underrated. The location that we are shooting is unfortunately somewhere over there, so we've got to get everything for both of these two cars to somewhere over there. So that is the first task that we've got to get done today, and that somehow also includes getting this massive mirror onto the beach that I'm ready to get. Well, 20 minutes later, and almost losing feeling in both my arms and legs and almost falling over and breaking the mirror about 4 or 5 times, it's here. I'm already realising the logistics of this. I mean, like, so for example, when we actually shoot footage, we obviously don't want any of our footprints in the sand, you know, you gotta have like fresh and clean sand, and as you can see, like, kind of already we're kind of tearing up the beach. It's just like these little things, and then obviously the other thing that we've got to worry about is the tide, which is very rapidly coming in, and you know, we're 3 hours from high tide, but high tide goes all the way up there. The tide has come in considerably faster than we anticipated. I guess that does happen, you know, that's kind of nature for you. But we managed to power through it, we managed to get a few bits. I'm definitely learning a lot along the way. There is so much more to it than ever really meets the eye right the way through, from, you know, planning to actually executing as well. Like, it's difficult, and actually working out what shots you're going to need for extra and after, like, yeah. But it's fun so far, it's fun. So yeah, we're going to keep it going. Right, well, the mirror may or may not have broken. Yeah, it blew over in the wind, and it wasn't as secured as I thought it was. I did actually think at one point that it might blow over the wind, so I dug it deeper into the ground, and then it's just like the wind's just picked up, and yeah, it blew over. It's rather a shame, really, to be honest. I mean, the annoying part is that we literally only had one more shot that required the mirror. Like, it was literally one final thing, and then we were done. Like, we didn't need to use it anymore, and now we're gonna have to reevaluate. Every time you think nothing's going wrong, something will go wrong, you know? You just can't plan for everything, unfortunately. Well, that was quite something, that's for sure. We've got some bubble wrap on the seat. Honestly, the North Sea, man, I know I had a wetsuit on, and I just feel bad for the boys. Like, they had nothing, they were raw dogging it out there, toes in. Stead got up to his waist at one point. Also, I think I'm shouting because I think I got water in my ears, but, oh dear.
All worth it for the shot there.
I hope so, I hope so. I think, like, the thing on my perspective, on my end, the thing that I'm really interested to see really is just like it coming all together. Like, it's such a different process and such a different concept to anything that I do personally. You know, all the different angles and everything that's gone into it. I mean, how long have we been shooting for now? Like 10 hours?
Yeah, since 8.
Yeah, 10 hours. Got it done in one day. I'm still alive, although my hands are struggling a little bit. But yeah, now I've just got to go and make my train, well, my 5-hour train home. Because if I don't make that, I'm not making it back tonight. And I've got to shoot tomorrow at 10 AM, so it's all fun.
Sorry for not being able to sum up the video yesterday. I had to shoot for an editorial, which meant that I had 6 hours sleep because I got back from Scotland at like 2 in the morning. Anyways, in summarization of that video, I am a true believer that experiences don't just come at us. One day of shooting was 3 months of planning. And I mean, we came up with the idea in July. And I think that kind of contextualizes how much actually went into that. And then through the experiences like yesterday, that is how you learn. I was once again reminded that I need to be more prepared for myself. I mean, showing up to a place like that without a jacket is absolute insanity. But also, everything that you think might go wrong will go wrong. I mean, I remember distinctly that I saw the mirror wobble and then I buried it deeper in the sand and I was like, oh, it'll be fine now. And then literally the 5 minutes that we weren't using it and literally 5 minutes before we actually had to use the mirror, it smashed. And look, although we got around it and we worked our way around it and I think it will still look pretty cool, it's not the shot that we were after. So improvisation is also very important in any situation. I was also kind of reminded how obsessed you have to be to do these things. Like Matt, for example, is working a full-time job as a cameraman at ITV. So for him to go out there and chase what is his dream on top of everything else that he's doing and putting in all of the hours and ironing over all all of the cracks. Honestly, I have nothing but admiration for him because like I think he absolutely killed it. But yeah, honestly, I can't wait for you guys to see the final results. They will be posted on Instagram, so if you do see them, please let me know what you think, and please be critical, you know? Like, I'm trying to improve on my performance here as well. But yeah, anyways, as always, please make sure you like, subscribe, check out my other videos, and yeah, have a lovely day.